Hello everyone, Chilin over here, and today we are going to be talking about our build for this league. As you might expect, this is a full-on physical flicker strike. It's going to be a berserker, and it's going to be using Vaal, flicker strike, and other cool things to kind of one-tap bosses. Of course, right now we are just super basic flicker striking, and there is not much else to say about that. We have using a staff, as you know, that we will be changing to an eventuality brought late. Now, the bosses themselves have not been a big problem, and also the campaign and other things was super smooth. I just died sometimes because I'm bad at the game, but all of the main bosses and other things just completely insta died. We're using, of course, Impale as a full physical character, and using the impale support and also getting a lot of critical strike, we kind of kill mobs very fast. Now let's go into the build itself. Right now I have 83. This is the first day that we are doing things. The fences are not that bad. I'm using the flesh instead of the stone, but if you want you can use the other one for a little bit more tankiness. As you know, always arctic armor. We do have pride and precision right now on our health. We can also put vitality a little bit later when we get petrified blood. I'm using a normal chest, but one of my friends dropped bronze leaf, so I'm just going to 5-link this. When I get the 5-link craft, I already have the colors kind of ready. Just need to get a last green, and we put those in. I got the magnet, and in 1 or 2 levels I'm going to also get the triple damage. The Eternal Struggle, this was a super cheap one. It was like 10 chaos, same thing like that, and I'm using super ghetto boots and gloves that I have to change for like 2 or 3 chaos ones. Same thing with the helmet. Just some resistances and things everywhere, and this stuff I actually got it from a vendor, and then I just crafted some physical damage. It's like a 370 something stuff. The good thing is that it had 25% quality, so I also didn't have to use my blacksmith whetstones when they were still kind of few. I also had a lot of luck and dropped a divine, but I haven't done anything with it. I also have these boots that I kind of want to use, but it's a bit hard because you know the colors. It's likely that I craft them a little bit and then sell them. Now, the mechanic itself from the league has been quite interesting, giving a lot of currency and other things, but I haven't gotten much out of it except for one coin of knowledge that I sold for like 15 chaos, and then this is our tree right now. We are berserker. The first point that I got was for Ancestral Fury, as you know how Flicker works. This is going to hit again, and basically doubling our damage. Then we got Aspect of Carnage, just 40% more damage, big power. Then I get Creative Slaughter, and eventually we'll get Rite of Ruin. When we change a little bit more for Vaal Flicker Strike, we will take off an Aspect of Carnage, Rite of Ruin, or Ancestral Fury, and use Flesh and Flame, the Jewel pair, to get the one that we kind of replaced. This is very good for us because one of these three it's likely to be kind of cheap. Of course, Aspect of Carnage is not going to be cheap, but if you can get Rite of Ruin or Ancestral Fury for like some divines each, it's going to be a big boost of damage. Now, of course, this is kind of a super temporary tree. I am going to put my character here. It's called Hachamirage, and if you want, you can just import it with no issue. We are, of course, using Rage as a berserker, and I also have to change this from nearby enemies to +7 Rage. But I'm eventually now going to get the Endurance charges. I only have a +1 here and then a +1 here. Then we will also get the other +1 and then change to an Eventuality Rod. And then kind of save up for Rala Cash. When we are close, we are going to buy it and get the super brutal combo up. Other things that I also have to buy are the devil that we are going to be putting over here, the Balbala brutal restraint. Yeah, ideally it has some clusters of plus 20 or something dexterity. This way we get to use our items better. Because right now I'm using these two nodes over here to get enough dexterity and intelligence. Maybe I will need to be using a ring with some dexterity for the 159 that a 21 level dexterity gem is going to be using. Or I can just get more dexterity on my rings and also intelligence and use the surface art. That means that every time I use a battle skill, I will get 20 seconds of soul eater. I will see. Other things that we want to do is get clusters, at least one with Overlord. This way we can take off this wheel over here and get quite a bit of points. I am running a wavering stance right now because if you know, while you are doing flickers, every time you spend a frenzy charge, you flicker 3 times with multi-strike. But if you get stunned while you're doing it, you may get kicked out of the multi-strike chain and then don't have enough frenzy charges. This is everything that I kind of wanted to say, you know, counterweight, be good, life, 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 then maybe even life over here, as much life as you can, get life on your items. You will have like 4,400 or 4,500. Also, when you change to bronze list, I actually will get more life because I can use the mastery for 15% life. Going to be very good. And when I change to Arn's Anguish, also I will be able to get that 18% life. So this is a super close thing. And then finally, just to end the video, we're going to do kind of a little map. As you can see here, I haven't gone super far away, but we can do like tier 5 thing. You can see kind of the power. One of the sad things is I really like the elf, but it's bugged right now and nodes just don't work sometimes. So if you see me ignoring some delve things, that is why. Another thing that we are using is the Vengeful Cry. That is very cool as a berserker because you get up to 70 rage in my case. 25 extra from the 45 that we already have. And that makes it so you do a lot of damage. And remember, we have that extra attack speed from the rage itself. Now, one of the things that is also interesting is I plan to kind of have Breach as my main thing while I go through the Atlas, because getting resistance rings and things like that is going to be way easier with Breach. And just as I was talking with that, got some Breach over here, but I'm not going to do that one inside of the video, although as you might expect, it's kind of super easy to do it. With Flicker, you just go and kill the mobs. And as you can see, I'm using an MTX and things like that, but you can see my double boy over there just doing things. Ignore this for now. Kind of want to go and kill the boss. Oh, there he is. You can see here a lot of damage. Well, I mean, it's a tier 5 map, but still kind of decent. We changed to a decent eventuality rod. Basically, the first eventuality rod that I get, I kind of want one with like 500 and something and crit. I don't really care that much if it doesn't have attack speed or multiplier or anything, because the one that I would get in the future, I will craft myself. Of course, you can do a guide, but I actually was looking around and there were some guides for people to get those, so I don't think it's needed. Of course, if you do think that you need the guide, grab the item, the +1 shaper eventuality rod, just tell me and I will do the guide itself. That's everything. Have a nice day and I will see you on the next video.